What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trick 10s. I hope you guys are ready and pumped up because we're about to get into a cool episode. Austin's coming over to help me out with this build. This is a 2003 Tracker Grizzly. This thing has some issues in it already. The customer hit me up a while ago. I answered a ton of questions for him. I was trying to help him out. He planned on building this boat out himself. Originally, he just wanted me to put a floor in it. Well, it's gone a lot farther than that since the original conversation, but that's how it works, guys. And y'all know how this works. I'm going to turn this camera around. I'm going to show you guys what we got, what I plan to do with it, and then we'll get right into it. Today we've got two boats in the shop. We might be doing a little work flip-flopping between the two of them. I'm not exactly sure yet, but Austin just got over here. And this one over here behind me is a 1448 Tracker Grizzly. It's a 2003. It's got some issues with it. I'll show you guys that in just a minute. And this one right here is a brand new old stock 2024 1648 low Aurora. So definitely two totally different builds, totally different customers and designs. This is electric only. That one's got a 20 horsepower outboard on it, but I think we're gonna start on this tracker. So I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'm gonna show you guys what we got. I don't know how this works. All right, so check it out, guys. This is an electric only boat build right out the gate. Now these older trackers, this thing's a 03, it's 22 years old. They suck. The whole fabrication of it is just really crappy. I've built a couple like this and well, there's just major issues. Like, look at this front deck. This thing slopes down dramatically. We were talking about bringing this front deck back a little bit to get to a flat area so we can put a flat floor in here. And well, this thing, it probably drops down 3 inches from here up into this front. Just a shitty design. They stopped all the framework right here and there's nothing up there. So it's been smashed down. We've got this piece of junk, little TDN trolling motor bracket up here. We're gonna get rid of that. And we're gonna weld one up here for him. But the game plan is to bring this deck back. About 2 ribs, big storage hatch. Put a floor in here, hopefully some type of side panels, and finish this thing off to the back deck. Have 3 hatches in here, and turf it. And that's the game plan. I don't know how easy that's gonna be. Other thing he's got major issues with is over here. Look at this pitting, corrosion. It's for everybody that says that, you know, the tracker foam doesn't hold water. It's not bad for your boat. Well, here's proof right here that shit holds water, and this is from salt. This guy fishes boat in salt water. It's terrible. I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on the hyperlapse. We're gonna start cleaning some of this stuff up out of here. He's got 2 big batteries right here from Watt Cycle. That is the largest battery I've ever seen from Watt Cycle. We'll leave the link in the description. If you guys are interested in some Watt Cycle batteries, get a little discount on my code TRICK10s. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna put you on the hyperlapse. We're gonna get started. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so today's video is sponsored by Michael Pro. Now, if you've not heard of them, I will leave a link in the description of this video so you can go check them out. They do have a lot of really nice tools and they're actually pretty affordable. So it might be something you guys are interested in. I picked out a couple products I'm gonna showcase in this video, and hopefully they will become a long-term sponsorship and we will showcase a lot more products. But this one is really cool. This is a deburring tool. It's a little kit. And look, you can flip these up. These are basically what I use already to deburr all the holes and stuff in the aluminum. It is perfect for that. You just stick this thing in the hole and run it around in a circle. It will clean it up and deburr it and make a nice smooth edge. Same thing with these other ones on this side. We've got one that's more of like a drill bit. This thing is basically for cleaning out bigger holes and kind of countersinking stuff. And then this one is almost like a pick. I mean, it's kind of cool, man. This is nice because it's something that's small and compact. It has all 4 tools in this nice little case. The second thing I asked them for was this. You can never have too many socket sets. This is a 1/4-inch drive socket set. It's really nice looking. I mean, the case it is in is pretty dope. You can see it's got the Michael Pros on the front of it. There's the website right there. You guys go check this stuff out. But look at this kit, man. I mean, I have a ton of socket sets, but it seems like I'm always losing something and I'm always missing a part. And for me personally, the 1/4-inch drive socket really comes in handy because majority of the stuff that I'm doing on the channel is smaller, and this is exactly what we need. It's got tons of pieces in here. It's got a screwdriver attachment. You've got your extensions, you've got your ratchet, you've got tons of sizes in here, all your deep sockets, all your short sockets, you got your metric, you got your standard. It's got pieces up here for the screwdriver attachments. I mean, this is the perfect kit to have Regardless if you're doing this stuff professionally or you just want something to have around the house, you should definitely go check out this kit. I mean, I like it. I'm probably going to try to get another one of these so I can keep one in my truck because it would definitely come in handy. Anyways, guys, we're going to get back to the video, but if you guys are interested in any of these products, you can go check them out in the description of this video, and hopefully we'll have some more to share with you guys in the future. Let's get back to work. All right, check it out, guys. We've been busy, made a lot of progress. You see, we cut down these side ribs in here because they were going to be in the way of our catwalk. Hopefully that's going to be good enough. We didn't cut this front one. I don't think we're going to have to. We did go ahead and make this whole front deck extension. And this is a big hatch that's in here. It makes it easier for us to do it that way, and it'll be strong. And this is actually like 30 inches by 22 inches, something like that. And you can see the way we put it together, and then we just came back, welded it from both sides. Now we're gonna put it back in there. The face of this we actually used a tube on, and that's gonna help us out because now we can just come straight off of that down for a couple vertical supports. But this is super strong, man. This thing's gonna be in here forever. Once we get that installed, we're gonna start working our way back to these side pieces on either side, and then hopefully wrap up that center section and get all 3 hatches back there framed out. We already got that hatch framed out. And then I'll just have to figure out my floor stuff, and I can make that and get all these hatches done, and we'll finish this project up. I'll put you guys back on the hyperlapse. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so we made a lot of progress. Austin stopped by and helped me out a couple days ago. Everything you've seen up until now was about 3 days ago. I'm gonna go ahead and hop back on this project and try to make some more progress with it and hopefully get this thing wrapped up shortly. But as you can see, I did go ahead and cut out these little floor seat bases that were in here. They were just not gonna work. They were ugly, and I mean, half the welds on them were cracked anyways. But the way we got this thing set up, it's pretty dope. It's gonna have one big hatch here, and a little bit of sheeting on either side of that. And then these side panels are basically just gonna be that. They're gonna be like gunnel caps, so where you can lay stuff up here like a catwalk. And I think that's actually gonna come in handy in this small little 14-foot boat because it doesn't have a rod locker. and doesn't really have any place to put his rods. So this will allow him to tuck his rods up on these sides over here. I think it's a good idea. Not only is it good for that, but it allows me to put a floor in here that's going to be square, and way I can sheet this off. Makes the turf job look better, and just makes everything a little bit easier on me, and that's what we did. Now, a couple issues that we've got. This little piece of floor that they brought out in here, it's annoying because I wish they would have just stopped it right there, but that is actually all one piece, and this is welded into the boat. Now, it's higher than what I would normally do for my floor, just because you can see it's sitting up a little bit higher up onto the rib here. I'd bring it down a little bit farther here. But regardless, we got another issue, is that this floor rib in here, it's a V. It's got a very slight V to it, but it does have a V. So in order to put a floor in there, I had to make some little pieces. Now you can see what we got here. It's a little channel I made. It's gonna drop over top of the existing ribs. I got 2 of those. One for each of the ribs that are exposed up in here. Once we get these in, I gotta figure out the correct height that I wanna put those, because they obviously have to come up a little bit to be flush with that. I'm gonna come off of here, and I'm gonna sister an angle up off of that to catch our floor sheeting. And then I'm gonna come off of these verticals with another angle here to catch the floor sheeting on either side. The piece for the floor is also right here. This thing is pretty big. Oh, it's gonna be loud when I drop it in. But you can get a feel for how that works. And now we line this up with this 1.5" flange that we got right here, and that will catch our sheet all the way down. I might actually come back and put a vertical or 2 up in here to help support this. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do that, but you can get a feel for the way that's gonna look and how that's gonna work out. What I'm gonna do now is try to go ahead and get that floor piece installed permanently. I'm thinking what I might do, instead of having this seat base down here, I might actually frame this back about 8 inches or something, and then have that all solid framed in and put another seat base up here for him. That way when we drop all 3 of these hatches in, this hatch can still open up. It will just hinge from like this point right here, and he'll have a seat base in there if he wants to have it. If not, whatever, it's already in there. So I'm gonna put you guys on the hyperlapse. I'm gonna try to get these pieces for this floor mocked up, staged where they need to be, and get this floor permanently installed, and we'll get on to something else. Let's get back to work. Out, guys, got these floor ribs extended up. You can see how we did this. Pretty simple. I made this channel. Now I would have made these legs on this channel right here longer, but I couldn't, because the way my brake is set up, this is the tightest up bend I could get, 1.5", 1.5", and 1.5" on all 3 sides without changing out all the dies. And well, you guys seen the brake in the videos, like taking the top die out is it's a lot of work just for those 2 little pieces. It would probably take me 30 minutes to take that out and put the new one in, so it wasn't a big deal though. We had just enough. It sticks down on there about 3/8 of an inch. I put an 1.5" weld on the side, and then I put these plates in the center with 4 rivets, and then I welded the top. And I mean, these rivets on the bottom are just keeping this piece in here tight. It's still a little warm, but it's all down pressure on here, so we don't really have to worry about it. And I mean, this thing is super strong. I mean, just with these ribs in here alone, the way they're sitting with the channels on them, it's really strong. Up here, I am going to add another support rib. You can see like these legs that I got, these braces going vertical. I'm gonna add another one in the middle, but what I did, I just welded it there, and then I came back and shot a rivet through it. And I mean, that gives us a place to catch our floor, because our floor is actually cut a little bit small purposely. And having that angle there allows me to slide it forward or backwards. Same thing with this one, but this one I ran all the way. That one was already cut, so it's about 2 inches short on the side. That piece is gonna hang over, but you'll never know. I'm gonna push it all the way back flush here, and then I'll steal about a 1/4 inch off of this, and it'll all get turfed, and you'll never know that angle's a little bit smaller. But I do that purposely on the floor just to give me some play to square it up, because you never know. These side pieces and stuff may not be square. I mean, what I put in here, it's pretty damn square, but the rest of the boat, you know, we're kind of dealing with what we got. This thing's 22 years old. Regardless, that is ready for the floor to go in permanently. Now, I would love to put that floor in there permanently, but this is about 3 inches of space from the bottom of the boat to the top of our floor rib that we got in there now, and I want to put foam in here. I mean, he dug all the foam out of these back 2 compartments. Obviously, we're not going to use the board foam. We're going to use some closed cell sheet foam, but I don't know. I'd love to put the floor in here right now, but I just feel like it would be an injustice to the boat, not even the customer, but to the boat if I didn't. So I'm going to pick up a sheet of 3/4 inch foam tomorrow, maybe even 1 inch if they got it. I don't know. They haven't had that lately, but if they got 1.5 inch, that'd be perfect. But regardless, I'm going to pick up some foam. I'm going to cut some strips. I'm going to pack it in here as tight as I can, try to make up for the difference of the foam removal out of these back 2 benches right here. And that way, if he ever takes on water, which there's a good chance he might, because he's got a ton of holes back here, but it'll keep the boat afloat. And basically, that's all it's for. And like I said, I want to put another vertical in the center here. I think it needs it. This angle is a little bit flexible, and I don't want it to be like that. And it's not going to be a big deal to put one in there, but I don't want to put it in there yet, because I want to put a floor up inside of this compartment right here. This compartment is basically going to be wide open. I am going to put his battery inside of here. He's got a pretty good sized battery. I think I'm going to set it right here in the center for the weight distribution, and that'll give him like a U-shaped storage around it, plus access to get up into this front storage compartment. So I need to have some type of floor in here. I do have some 1/2 inch foam over there, and it's only like a 4x4 sheet, but it might be enough for me to do these 2 runs and put a floor in here. So I'm going to switch gears from that floor to this floor and try to figure out how to put something inside of here. I'm going to put you guys back on the hyperlapse, and we'll circle back. Let's get back to work. Clip, you can see that I went ahead and put this floor in here. I just did this temporarily. I put 4 rivets, 1 in each corner. How to get it squared up, and the reasoning for that is because I want to go ahead and figure out my sizes for all these side pieces that are going in here and this face right here. That way I can cut these tomorrow and finish this thing off. I am going to pick up some foam board to put underneath here on my way home tomorrow. And after I get that installed, I'll make the floor permanent, and then I'll go ahead and put these pieces in here permanently. Also, I did put a floor up inside of this compartment, and this thing turned out sick. Very simple to do. I mean, I bent this piece up. This piece is basically 24 inches by 36, and I put 10 inches up the side and 26 here. Overlapped them in the center about 2 or 3 inches, and just riveted them down to the original ribs that were already in the boat. I did take another piece here. I bent like a 2.5 by 1.5 angle or something in here, and I shot some rivets down into this and up into the face, all the way across both sides. And I made another piece to go up the vertical wall right there, and this is all going to be covered up with turf. Now I might come in here and I might paint like this vertical wall. I might only turf the floor. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that finishes off the whole floor inside of here, and that's a big help because now I'm gonna go ahead and put his battery inside of here, and I did put some foam up underneath of this already, so this is finished. Battery's gonna sit in here and make a tray for that tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get some foam to finish this out and make these sheet panels in here. I still got to make all these hatches that are going in here. We only got 4 hatches in here, but I've been kind of busy. I haven't had a chance to start on those yet. Hoping tomorrow that I can get those started, and then maybe by the end of the week we'll wrap those up. I'm going to try to finish this project up in the next couple of days, at least as far as the metal work goes. Hatches might take me a little bit longer, but this is a big step for me. So tomorrow night, we're gonna try to wrap up as much stuff as possible. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so day 3 of working on this project. I did pick up some foam board on my way home today. I also made this bracket right here. This is for the trolling motor. And then I've got some sheets that are gonna be to do the vertical walls inside of the drop down floor area. And then I just brought him this little piece of flat bar right here. I'm gonna use that to come back on these sides. And I'm basically just gonna run a strap across here from this rib up to this piece. I'm gonna weld it to the rib, weld it to this piece of angle we got on either side. All 3 of those ribs right there on both sides. Help stiffen it up. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna run some supports in between here and here. Probably gonna throw at least 1 or 2 cup holders in both sides of this. So we do got a little bit of stuff now. You can get some work done. I'm gonna take this floor out and I'm gonna go ahead and put the foam in there, install that floor permanently, and then we'll start working on these side pieces right here. I'll put you guys back on the hyperlapse. Alright guys, so check it out. This thing looks sick, man. I mean, this is framework in here is built like a tank. You literally hook a damn rope up to this and hoist the whole boat up from any point of any of this framework in here. This bitch falls off the trailer and flips around a couple times. Well, this framework's still gonna be in the same exact position that it was in before it happened, but it looks good, man. You can see the way we did this. I got these 1x1s in here and I shot a rivet into there, and that rivet is important because with just a weld without the rivet, well, what could happen is if this flexes, then it could break the weld. But with that in there, solid, not gonna move. Did the same thing up in the face over here too with my vertical support. Just put one in the center. I figure that's really all I need. It's attached here and here with weld. Got another support here, and this gives us a room to put a cup holder. You can come back and add a graph in here, another cup holder, whatever. So same thing on that side, same exact way. And you can see I made these little pieces right here. This is just a 1" by 1/8" flat bar, and all I did is put it in the handbrake, put a little kick in it, and I got those welded from every rib up to the angle for our catwalks. And those are super strong. I mean, that is really what stiffens this whole thing up. That extra stiffener in the middle, I probably could have got away with not even having that in there, but I figured, you know, might as well put it in there. A little bit extra support, and it works out good. And I got the whole floor installed. I did put 2 pieces of 1" foam underneath of each section in between these ribs in the floor. Almost 2/3 of a sheet that's in there now, and there's plenty of room to stuff more inside here. We could easily put a full sheet in here. We're probably gonna have about the amount of foam he took out of there, maybe a little bit more with all this stuff up here. But regardless, this thing is starting to look sweet, man. The framework is done. There's literally no more framework that I got to do in here except for a little bit on this back bench right here. But from this bench up, completely finished. I'm going to go ahead and install these sheets inside here on the vertical walls. As you can see over here, I added this little piece of angle. Normally, when I build a boat like this, my floor would run all the way back to the bench. And then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But I did add a little piece in there just to pick up my sheet wall here. And then I added a little piece up the side, just so I could shoot a rivet in there too. And that's gonna keep this whole sheet on here nice and solid and quiet. Same thing on the other side. Obviously, this thing slopes down pretty dramatically. It's like an inch difference in here. I cut my sheet for that though. And once we turf it, it's not gonna be that noticeable. So it's gonna look good. I'm gonna put you guys back on the hyperlapse. I'm gonna go ahead and install these 3 vertical sheets in here, and then we'll circle back. See you back to work. Guys, so you can see how this works. We got all these vertical sheets installed in here, and this is pretty simple. Now you can see why I went ahead and installed these extra angles in the sides over here, just to catch all of the spots in these side panels. We don't want these things to be rattling around, making any noise once they're installed. But we got all 3 sides finished up. It looks good. And that pretty much wraps up all of the metal work except for the sheets and the hatches. I am still going to come back and do a little frame right here and install a seat base in here for them. I'm gonna put a little plaque over top of that just to blank that off. Probably actually gonna use that for a drain, for the floor drain, once we get this thing turfed, but I'll come back and install that later. But I mean, all in all, this thing looks sick. You can see this trolling motor mount up here. You can get a feel for how this is gonna work. I am gonna cut this probably about 5 inches back and slide this all the way up. That way I can bring it all the way up here and weld it solid across here. About like that. And it'll come all the way up to here, back down the face. That'll give him a good spot to mount his trolling motor. Now, you gotta figure out exactly how we're gonna attach these bolts inside here because they have a recessed foot pedal tray, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All in all though, this rig is starting to look like something, guys. All right guys, so 23-year-old Tracker Grizzly 1448. We gave this thing a new life. Look at this framing that's in here. I mean, this thing is dope, man. Everything we put in here is legit. This stuff will last another 50 years. Sick little build. The only metal work I have left to do is basically like the top of all of the decks. I got to put the hatches in here, the sheeting around it just to finish it all off. The turf is already here. I'm ready to wrap this project up as soon as possible. It's been a wild ride. I mean, literally, I've only worked on this boat for 3 days, and the first day when Austin was here, we worked on it together for about 4 hours. I put about maybe another 3 or 4 hours into it, and then I put 4 more hours for 2 nights into it. So I might have 16 hours into the boat, plus Austin's 4 hours. This is a 20 hours into the build, total man hours, and it's pretty close to being finished. So I probably got about another 4 hours once I get all the hatches back, and then finish up all of the sheeting in here, and I just haven't had time to build the hatches. I've been trying to get them done. I cut all of the hatch tracks today and miter cut them. All I gotta do tomorrow is just weld them together and then make all the lids for them. So I'm hoping that by Friday I can bring them home, and this weekend I'll be able to get them installed. Austin said he'd come over on Sunday and help me install all of the turf in this thing, and then we can wrap this thing up. The only bit of electrical that I'm gonna do in this boat is to hook up his trolling motor. And the rest of the stuff he's gonna do. So this is basically just a metal work and a turf build, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and paint this thing. I'm thinking that I'm gonna paint it basically from the deck up, and then I'm gonna tape off the hole on the side right here where this top gunnel cap's at. And I think that, I mean, it's best case scenario. I'm not gonna scrape all these decals and stickers and everything off of here and paint this for free, but he does need to paint this thing, and it's just not in his budget. So I'm gonna eat that, but I'm gonna do it because it needs to be done. And on a side note, guys, YouTube has been eating me up lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the time of year. I really don't understand it. I thought I had YouTube figured out, but I really don't know anything about it. The algorithm is crazy. I've been trying to drop videos as fast as I can, but when I'm dropping videos twice a week and some shorts here and there, my channel seems to grow a lot faster. My subscribers literally went from 600 to 700 a month down to 200. And I was hoping to hit 25K by the end of the year, but at this stage, I don't even know if that's gonna happen. We are so close, but hopefully, fingers crossed. You guys gotta help me out. Like this video, share it, comment, help me grow the channel. I need you guys. I can't do this by myself, and YouTube is not throwing me any bones, guys. I'm working my ass off around the clock, trying to get this stuff done as fast as possible. That's why I'm dropping this video to you guys today. We're gonna wrap this thing up in part 2. It's gonna be a sick little tracker build though, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about the boat. I'll see you guys on the next one. let's get back to work.